Hello, and welcome to this episode of Frankie's Cultural Observations. Today, we're going to be analysing SoundCloud DJs. Ever since the invention of Instagram, SoundCloud DJs have been clogging our consciousness with 15-second screen-recorded snippets of a new techno track that nobody cares about. Hashtags imploring us to stay tuned, lock in, and get ready, because big things are coming. And it's not just our eviction notice. 2025 is going to be their year, an assurance they've uttered every year since 2019 when they got a colostomy bag for their K-bladder and dropped out of the audio production course they used to sell weed in. You're not in an episode of Skins anymore. SoundCloud DJs are an aesthetic. It takes more than owning a set of KRKs and having a basic functional knowledge of Fruity Loops. You also have to be the failure son of rich parents who keep kicking you out of the house for stealing all the cooking sherry out of the cupboard when you run out of booze. The father of the SoundCloud DJ becomes a security guard, protecting his car keys in case his idiot son thinks it's a good idea to take the Volkswagen Golf out for a spin in his current state. Here, we can see the pipeline from SoundCloud DJ to boy racer becomes almost palpable. The only difference is, boy racers don't watch anime. SoundCloud DJs are blinded by the lights of their own more successful siblings' futures, which is why they wear sunglasses indoors. It's not because they're on pills. They are, but it's not just because they're on pills. These dopamine deficiencies don't post anything for 6 months, and then they get sober to publish an unfinished, unmixed tech house track every day for 2 weeks, and then they start drinking again. If a SoundCloud DJ has Facebook Messenger, it's not to stay in touch with their older relatives who don't know how WhatsApp works. It's to contact people they barely know, who they haven't spoken to in years, to ask them for a lend of money, for a noble but ultimately fake reason. And that one sound is like, SoundCloud DJs have ADHD. They become hyper-focused on finding the right hi-hat sample for 13 hours straight, but are too careless to bother mixing their track with a pair of headphones. 3, 2, 1. The crowd don't say Bo Selecta, because the crowd don't exist. SoundCloud DJs don't have any fans. They need the Selecta. Real job. I hear Aldi are hiring. Through the process of the market, SoundCloud DJs, in competition with each other, have to find the most obscure samples that nobody's ever heard of, to drag and drop them into a project file with little to no editing. This gatekeeping sentiment turns them into musical fascists, or the SS, which stands for serotonin syndrome. SoundCloud DJs have become a contested framework. You don't even have to be a DJ to be a SoundCloud DJ. You just have to have a pair of headphones that aren't attached to anything. Even the most successful SoundCloud DJs only play 2 sets a year and still talk about the time they opened for K-Tronada in 2016 to an audience of 4 people and an undercover guard in a United jersey. While SoundCloud DJs leave an unfinished symphony of destruction in their wake, the real victims of this crisis are their girlfriends. The SoundCloud DJ girlfriends have to erase their entire personality, hand over the aux cord, and pretend to like 130 BPM junglist massive remix of a sped up Rihanna track. These SoundCloud girlfriends quickly assume the mother role of these man kids who don't know music theory, becoming their unpaid cheerleaders, assuring them that their new IDM mix slaps. But truly, it'll never slap as hard as the sync button because they don't know how to beat match. What's your opinion on SoundCloud DJs?
Personally, I think they're all great, especially the likes of DJ Love and Automatic. Shout out Hamish, shout out Kai.
Do they work in Aldi?
Oh my god!
SoundCloud DJs pose an interesting question to society. Where do we go after the rave? With all the dreams of unity and togetherness slowly fading into an MDMA lapse, it seems that rave is dead. Now, in a constant cultural loop that keeps playing itself out in caricature form, concerned only with the appearance and aesthetic of rave, rather than any political aspirations the movement once had. SoundCloud DJs have become ghosts, carrying inside them the lost futures of its unrealised ambitions, mourning the destinies that could have been, but never fully actualised, haunted and chewing the jaw off themselves in the graveyard, bound down by the dead weight of an almost utopia. When society gets overwhelmed by choices and catastrophes, we run back to the past for comfort. Now, SoundCloud DJs engage in a nostalgia for a time that they weren't even born in, recreating 90s aesthetics on iPhone screens. In a culture that values pastiche over progress, the angel of history has whiplash and she can no longer turn her head towards the future. Doomed to a life of pestering the DMs of Rinse FM to see if they'll let them come on and do a guest spot. Can you hold this?
Yeah.
Can you hold this?
That's the end of the video.